Well, hey there. How are you doing today? I'm feeling well, and I hope you could tell. In today's audio broadcast, I wanted to talk about love. I wanted to talk about the notion of two people joining together in the spirit of love in a relationship. But what is love in the modern era? It seems as though I'm a ghost in the machine in the game of modern love, because I only seek connection on a personal level. I only want to be accepted and appreciated for my interests and hobbies. I only wish to connect to someone else on an individual level and respect them for them, who they are for who they are. It should be you for you, and I for I. And in the spirit of love, we should commune, respect, and grow together. Oh, but this species, nothing is ever about love anymore, is it? It's more about competition and comparison. You know how they say comparison is the thief of joy? Well, that's true, but competition can also be the detriment of the human spirit if you're willing to scratch and claw, fight tooth and nail with your opponent, to do whatever it takes to rise to the top, to become number one, to hold that gold in your hand, then you will lose focus of the most important aspects of life. You will lose yourself in the process, and you will become your own worst enemy. Take any endeavor in life, whether it be owning a vehicle, driving, shopping, the amount of food you consume, the amount of food you don't consume, exercise, diet, going to the gym, how much weight you can lift. You name it. Any sport in the world. Any endeavor known to mankind. If you think you can do it well, there'll be someone out there claiming that they can do it better. Take climbing, for example. Let's say you really enjoy climbing and you climb to the tippity top of the highest mountain in your town. Once you get back down to modern day civilization and post your video reel online, if you gain any traction, there'll be people out there applauding your effort, but they'll also say, now let's try climbing to one of the world's tallest mountains. How about that? Oh, what, are you afraid? Let's make a trip over to Yukon and climb up to the top of King Peak. Oh, what, are you a chicken or something? I'll just silence the rest of the word out. But you get the gist of this. Don't act like you can't handle this lyrical twist. And what they will say to you when you're not willing to compete on their level, do you know why I can do it better than you? It's because you are a lesser than I. And the same thing goes for love. It seems as though if you don't have as much of a silver screen romance as portrayed on the very screen you watch the media from yourself, if your love isn't greater than the love as seen on TV, then your love by the thief of comparison isn't as great as it could be. But where is the love? Where is the love in this world? Where's the notion of dating before intimate relations? These days, it always seems as though it's intimate relations before bonding. As for me, I've always wanted to know someone on a personal level before I make that leap. And so here I stand, an alien amongst the species in regards to human relations. But I digress, because I wouldn't want to be loved for something that I'm not. Where's the joy in that? In this world of forced employment, there is no time for an individual to acknowledge their true self, aspects that make them unique from everyone else. And in a world where every aspect that makes you unique from the rest is beaten out of you so that you can simply maintain a living, how can an individual blossom into their full potential? We need to create room for deep healing. We need to allow for individual growth to occur if this species were to ever transcend the current paradigm that it's in and move beyond to the next. I hear so often about how this species is forced to work. It's forced into modern-day slavery. While I'd like to say, quit your complaining, start your moving, start your working. Well, I have to agree. I don't bite the hand that feeds me, but I do bite the hand that feeds me crumbs while they run away with the rest of the meal. It's totally unrighteous and unfair how this world is designed to profit a select few while the rest of us work away and toil and forget ourselves due to the total amount of stress and work and self-sacrifice required to provide for ourselves, to provide for a significant other and potentially a family. Well, life is work, and if there were no society, if we were just a tribe, someone would have to gather the food, someone would have to kill the animals, someone would have to make the tea, someone would have to cure the wounds, someone would have to read bedtime stories to the children before they go to sleep. This is work. And while life is work, work isn't work when those who make the most money don't work as equally as we do. We do the work. We crush our souls. Everything should be equal. Everything should be fair. Everyone should get the same allowance, the same amount of food, the same amount of care, and the same amount of love. And this world isn't vibrating in a state of love until we are loved just as equally as everyone else. Due to the amount of work we take on, our souls are drained in the process. Our souls are so drained that some of us don't even know who we are, who we could have been, what our potential could have reached. And if you're facing a situation where you're the only person who sees yourself for who you are, then I reckon you got to bring love into your own life. You got to witness love on your own accord. With that being said, have a good night and an even better tomorrow. Vitamins, see you later. E.T. out.